Hi guys, good day. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the new session of VK AWS Academy. In this particular session, we are going to learn about IAM, what IAM is, what the users are, what the group is, and what the policies are in AWS. This is a very important lecture when it comes to any security or any individual who has recently joined an organization. Every organization give him a ID. Similarly, if somebody wants to access your AWS account, you are not going to provide him a root access. You are going to create an IAM user and you are going to provide him whatever the permission he needs to access those account or to complete his function. There can be many users and many divisions in an organization. For example, there can be a accountant division, there can be a database administrator division, there can be an engineering division, there can be a developer division. So in that particular case, you are going to allocate permission to each and every user separately, depending upon the work that he completes. So IAM is like identity and access manager. It what it does whenever a user joins an organization, a user is generally provided with a certain ID, to get recognized in his organization. Similarly, in AWS, a user gets an account, and as I mentioned earlier, to perform his work, we provide him certain privileges. So different user can be grouped together, okay, and there can be a user which can belong to multiple groups. Users and group are created to control permissions. For example, a user might be in one team and he need more functional access than a user in another team. And we all know that AWS follow a principle of least privilege principle. In such way, we can control the permissions that we provide to the user. And in AWS, these permissions are called policies. We associate certain policies with certain users. So let's go ahead and now create an AM user. I'm in my AWS account, and as you can see that my region is currently Mumbai. Okay. When I'm going to click on IAM, you will find out that it is global. So, in other words, IAM is a global IAM is a global service that it is not associated with any specific region. Okay, so there are many. For example, if you are going to create a EC2 instance that will be defined to that particular region, you can't access that particular EC2 instance if you are logged on to different region. Similarly, with the S3 buckets, it is defined to a region. You cannot access those buckets outside of that region. Okay. So, but when it comes to IAM is a global service. So these users are global. You can access them from any region. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and create a user. So we will go on IAM. As you can see, I clicked on IAM, and after that I will click on users. I have already created two of the users. I will create one more user in this just to show you guys how a user is created. Let's give that user a DBA, create user, username is DBA, provide user access to the AWS management console. I will say yes. I will like to provide him access to AWS management console. There are two options: specify a user in identity center, which is recommended, or I want to create a IAM user. I will go ahead with the second option. It is much more easier just for this session. And after that, it is telling me whether the password should be auto-generated or custom. I will just use custom. I will give it as a 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to anyway, I'm going to delete this user after this session. User must be created. I will just remove this. I will go and do next, add user to group. So there is already a group called database. I will create a new group called admin. So let's create a group called admin and let assign that group an administrator access so that he can do everything. I will click here, create user group. I have created a group called admin, which is very simple. Then after I will do next. So if you see, this particular user has is not part of anything. Now I will say let's add a tag. Tags are generally very important it plays a very important role when you are managing a large number of users in a big organization. So, generally it filters it whenever you are using a Terraform or cloud formation, and it want that among 150 200 users, you just want to select few number of users. So tags generally play a very key role in a bigger organization or in streamlining things. So I will say it is as a in engineering division, or let's say it is as a admin division. Okay, it's optional. You can either remove, let's say admin, create user. So a user is created. Now I will go to again IAM, continue. So this user is created. Let's see if this user is part of which group. This user is not part of any group. So let's add this user to a group called admin, which we recently created. We have added this user to a group called admin. So what I will do, I will close this session and I will open another session, and I will log this as a what you call in a different session, so that we will log through in AWS console through our IAM user. So I will close the session. I've created new session. I will say sign in. If you see we haven't logged in properly, I will just do a sign out from here. Sign into AWS console. I'm using IAM user, 12 digit. Next, my IAM username was a. So as you can see, we are logged in as an IAM user, our own IAM user that we created earlier. Okay. And if you go to that particular IAM users, there is a very important thing. Let's see what are the policies that we have attached to our user. So as I told you earlier that I have given this particular user an administrator access. So it has all the policies attached, 1137 policies. Let's click on any one of the policy. And when you click this policy, you can see that what are the permissions. There will be a document which is called the policies are assigned in a JSON format, and you can easily see. Let's click here. If you can check here, there is a version, there is a statement, and actions and resources as part of the policy. This is very interesting thing. The reason being, version is a policy language, okay, that this includes uh, a policy language always includes this particular version, and ID defined as a identity for that particular policy. I will show you there will be other policies as well apart from this. Statement is one or more individual statement, it is required, this particular thing. Effect is a statement, whether the statement allows or denied. As we say, we have provided it a admin, so it allows everything. Action also, it will allow everything, resources as well, and all the resources like EC2, S3 bucket, and everything. Again, let's go back to that particular policy and let's click on access analyzer. What are the So yeah, this is more elaborate. So if you see here, there is version, it's a policy language version, statement, it is always required in this particular JSON document, and most of the policies will have the statement. And the statement consists of your SID. SID is an identifier for that particular statement, that this is for access analyzer service role policy. Effect is it is allowing everything, and what are the actions that it is going to take. Along with that, on the resources. So yeah, it will create impact on all the resources. So this is how an IAM user plays a very important role in AWS. So that's it from this particular lecture. I will see you in next lecture, and we will discuss more services and resources in AWS. Till then, goodbye.